I am a substitute teacher. Okay, don't judge. I said substitute, not prostitute. There's a big difference between the two. One is a demeaning, dead-end career that destroys your soul. The other is prostitution. Every day it's the same thing. I see the same plaque on the teacher's desk. I teach. What's your superpower? You know what my superpower is? Xanax. Lots and lots of Xanax. A little girl comes skipping over to me full of wonder and joy. I lost a tooth. I lost a tooth. That's Tooth Fairy's coming. Big fucking deal. I have irritable bowel syndrome. You don't see me skipping around. All of these kids suffer from anxiety and depression. What could be so wrong, Bryce? You're 8.
My mommy didn't cut the crust off my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
All these kids get the special accommodations. Bryce can chew gum whenever he wants. Sophia can go to the bathroom whenever she wants. Trevor identifies as a cat, so he can take a huge smelly dump in the litter box whenever he wants. How about this one? Mrs. Levine is sick of this shit, and she could drink a martini whenever she wants. They have this thing called a calming corner. It's a place where kids go, where their emotions overwhelm them and they need to calm down. Pretty much kids abuse the system when they don't want to do something, you know? It's like,
I have a paper cut. Can I go to the calming corner? Sophia gave me a mean look. Can I go to the calming corner? I don't feel like doing math. Can I go to the calming corner?
just do your friggin' math. So I get this second grade class, and second grade you think it would be fun, 7 and 8-year-olds, what could go wrong? Everything. 27 arrow-laced monsters who would stab you in the eye with a crayon for a fruit roll-up. They wanted me to teach that new Common Core math. One problem. I don't know Common Core math. So I had to read the textbook, which really pissed me off because I didn't take this job to fucking learn anything. I've already done all my learning. How many different kinds of math do we need? So let me ask the audience here. How much is 8 plus 5? Wrong, that's the old math. Detention for you. No, you can't just add them up. Here's how it goes. They want you to break down the 5 to make the 8 a 10, then you got to figure out how many more it takes to make 8 a 10, which is 2. You take the 2 from the 5, which is 3. You add that to the 2, you get 5, and then you add that to the 8, and you get 13. Oh boy. Isn't that easier than just adding 8 plus 5? It was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life, and I've given birth 3 times. I was drinking wine out of a juice box at 10:30 a.m. So it's lunchtime, and one of the little boys is crying because somebody stole his pretzels. Well, listen, I forgot to bring my snack. and I didn't want to drink wine on an empty stomach. So he's standing there, crying, and I'm like, wanted to do the motherly thing, so I'm like, oh, there. But then I'm like, no, these kids are disgusting with their snotting and their coughing. It would be like hugging a public toilet. And besides, in this day and age, I don't want to get arrested for inappropriate touching. Knowing my luck, I get pink-eyed and a lawsuit. So I did what anybody would do. I gave him one of my special juice boxes, and he shut right up. You know, I'd love to give a special juice box to my husband to shut him up. Yeah, I've been married for a really long time, and I'm going through the change, which means I sweat a lot at night. The other night, my husband comes into bed, touches me, says, blech, and asks me if I peed myself. That's when you know the romance is over. I have sex so seldomly that I go to my gynecologist for foreplay. Hello, Dr. Rosenthal. It's Nancy. I'd like to make an appointment for my next physical. Well, yes, I know it's been 2 weeks, but you'll never be too careful. All right, see you soon. Bring the wine. Like, my husband's such a prize. Every morning when he gets out of the shower, he powders his balls. I asked him why he does this. He goes, well, the water's hard and I never get completely dry. I said, try a fucking towel. He said, I don't want to get crotch rot. I said, too late for that. Your crotch has been rotting for the past 30 years. You know, it's hard to keep things going in a long marriage. I decided to treat myself and get a Brazilian. That's right, I did it. Some of the men look confused. Okay, let me explain. It's when they remove all the hair from your nether regions. All the hair. All of it. Everything. You still look confused, sir. My pussy's bald now. And to do this, they have somebody called a wax specialist. I guess that sounds better than fucking sadist. So what she does is she spreads hot wax all over there and then she rips the wax off. And I'm thinking to myself, why do I do this? I'm human, I'm a mammal, I deserve to have hair on my body. But apparently when I took off my pants, it looks like I shoplifted a poodle from the PetSmart. So I'm lying on the table, knees up to my armpits, and she takes out this big wooden stick and puts hot wax all over it. Thank God she didn't tell me to open wide and say, ah. It was really kinky. It was kind of like 50 Shades of Grey. Not the book, not the movie. It was literally 50 Shades of Grey. And when she did that, I gotta tell you guys, now that I've known you for a while, I farted a little. Well, actually, I farted a lot. But nobody heard it through my screams of pain. So was it worth it, the pain and the humiliation and the look of horror on that woman's face when she smelled that fart? No. They told me it would make me feel sexy. Yeah, until 2 weeks later it starts to grow back and I'm standing online at the Starbucks scratching my tooth. Okay, I'm going to end with this. Speaking of cooches, I know it's a great segue. I have 3 grown children, and when my son was 11, he had this thing he wanted to be a rap star. And every morning I would make him breakfast, and he would enter like this. Yo, bitch! Make me some toast. So I wrote a little rap song for him, and it goes like this. Hit it. You can clap along if you want. Listen up now, son, and let's say it plain. You want to be a famous rapper? That's insane. You're rapping in the bedroom with 50 cent. I hate to put it to you, but that don't pay the rent. You don't live in the hood and the shore ain't black. You're a white kid living in a cul-de-sac. The rappers that fight with the cops. What you gonna rap about? Bagels and lots? Yeah, the Beastie Boys are Jewish. That's for sure, but you're never gonna be Tupac Shakur. So put down the mic, pick up the broom, walk down the hall, and clean up your room. Thank you so much.
Keep going for Nancy Levine.